Even though I don't haul a whole lot of drugstore makeup, which I don't know why, I really should start, I do buy a lot of drugstore makeup, and I've been getting some requests lately to do some drugstore hauls, so I do have some drugstore makeup here to haul for you guys today. Recently E.L.F. had sent me a 50% off, like the entire website, like a coupon code thing, so I went on there, and when they usually do that, it's like 2 times a year or so, I like to stock up on some of my favorite E.L.F. things. So I went ahead and placed an order, and I got 2 of these kabuki face brushes, and with the 50% off, they're $3. They do shed, but they're bushy, and they're real light and soft on the face, so I don't mind the shedding. I just pull the bristles off and when I first get them and wash them and throw them away. But for $3, I think you kind of can't go wrong. It's great for buffing in mineral foundation or diffusing any color on the face if you need to. So I picked up 2 of these, and then I picked up 2 of their mineral shadows as well, but both of them came broken, so I threw them away. I mean, they were like shattered, like unsalvageable. So I just tossed those, and then I picked up one of their pressed mineral blushes, and the shade is Sweet Retreat, and it's just a light matte pink shade, and these are really soft and have pretty decent pigmentation. I have not exactly worn this one, but it feels nice to the touch there. It's just a really light neutral pink shade. And then to get free shipping, I had to spend $36. And so to get up to the $36 mark, and since I had 50% off of everything, I had to like add some things because it was just worth it to spend the $36 as opposed to paying $6 in shipping. So I went ahead and I stocked up on my my favorite under eye setting powder, which is the E.L.F. It is the high definition under eye setting powder from E.L.F. It's one of my favorite under eye setting powders ever. I highly recommend it and like I said, I get these, you know, when they're having the sale, so they cost $1.50, which is just insanely cheap for how nice the product is. It sets concealer under the eye like it's invisible. It's awesome, and it doesn't oxidize or deepen up on fair skin tones. It actually has a slightly brightening effect, which for me is really great. And I also like to give these to my mom as well because she really likes it too. So that was the rest of my E.L.F. things that I got in the order there. She's trying to crawl up my pants. You guys like to see her, so she's up and trying to tear up me actually. So and then I really like to follow Nouveau Cheap's blog. She posts like the latest drugstore collections that come out and the newest drugstore products that are out on the market, which a lot of other drugstores get them way sooner than I do. So I like when I go to town, I'm like on a goose chase, a wild goose chase to find these certain collections. And Wet n Wild is one of those ones that I really love to collect, especially their eyeshadow palettes. And she had posted pictures of the Fergie Fall collection, Beck's Fergie Fall collection, yeah, something like that. And I surprisingly was able to track them down pretty quick at Kmart. So I picked up the 4 matte lipsticks, which I believe these are newer for Wet n Wild. They come in a newer style packaging where the base of the tube is actually a matte color, and I do have on 2 of the shades today. I started out with the shade Sweet Cream, and then I went over it slightly, dabbed it on with Bordeaux Boulevard, and kind of mushed it together to get a little bit more berry to go with the lips, because this Sweet Cream is quite nude. So let me swatch those ones. And then I did pick up Sunset Siren and Urban Night, and these are really nice matte lipsticks. Just an update, I did send back all 3 of the matte lipsticks that I got from Kat Von D. I think Agatha, the purple one, and another pretty light nude one. Those I couldn't. It was terrible. So I did send those back, and these, like, for what are they, $1.99? Yeah, I'm gonna go with $1.99. They're like super cheap for as nice as they are. And I've had this on my lips for probably 5 hours now, and still feels comfortable. I don't have no dryness or flakiness, and it still looks nice, which, I mean, for the money, you really can't beat it. So let's just go ahead and swatch these here. So here are the swatches. This one here is Sweet Cream. This one is Bordeaux Boulevard. This one is Sunset Siren, and then this one here is Urban Night right here. And then I have a mixture of these 2 on my lips right now. really nice matte lipsticks there from Wet n Wild. And then I grabbed the 4 new Quints as well. And the first one I'm going to show you is called Smoke and Melrose. And that is what I have on my eyes right now. And I feel the same way. Some of these Quints and their trios can be kind of hit and miss. I think that these are some of the better Quints that I've used from them. So hopefully they're up in the formula to kind of how it used to be from their old trios, which are really nice. I kind of feel like that's how these are. They went on nice, they blended nice. I like how it came out and stuff like that. And for, like, again, $3.99 I think the Quints are, you really just can't go wrong. And this one is really nice. It's fall colors. Granted, they were a little bit powdery and stuff like that, but minimal fallout. I just think that for the money, you kind of can't go wrong. So let's just go and show you this one here. This one is Smoke and Melrose, and again, this is the one that I'm wearing today. I'll swatch a couple of these. And then speaking of drugstore, on my nails is the Revlon Color Envy one, which I'll list the color down below. I repainted them with the Revlon one. Here, let's show these here real quick. Getting off track. There's Smoke and Melrose. But I do have this polish on. It's the Revlon one. And I had, in my last video, I had the OPI one in Mod, which is a white like this as well. And I'm finding that the Revlon gel polishes are nicer than the OPI ones. That's just based off the 2 white polishes. 2 coats of this, really opaque. Far less chipping. They dried faster and all that too. So I kind of like the Revlon Colors Stay ones better than the OPI gel ones so far. So anyway, that was Smoke and Mirrors, and then this next one is called High-Waisted Jeans, and I haven't used these other 3, but they do fit, they do swatch pretty nice. So that is that one. Do a couple swatches here. Right there. See, I think these really remind me more of the old Wet n Wild smoother formula, but there is High-Waisted Jeans. And then this one here, which is also a really gorgeous one, is called Melrose at Night. Oh, the colors in here are really beautiful. There's no mattes. They're either kind of a shimmer or a satin type of a finish, but the colors are just gorgeous. There are some of those ones. Right. I know you guys love my swatches. Right there. So the colors are just so pretty. Melrose at Night. And then the last one, which I love colors like this. This one is called Angels in Aubergine. And it is pretty as well. Ooh. Pretty. I'm just kind of swatching randomly here. So that is that one. Oh, let's go right here. Pretty nice. I mean, again, like for $3.99, I think they're pretty nice. Then I picked up 2 of the new L'Oreal glossy balms, and I really like these. I think they're nice. They don't really have a scent, but they do pack a nice amount of color for what they are, and they're really glossy. I really quite like them. I picked up 2 shades. I picked up 210 Ginger Candy right here, which is the nude one. This one here is a little less pigmented than this one here, which is 230 My Baby Doll. These are really nice. These are a type of product, so we have 230 right here and then 210 right here. Type of product you can just throw in your purse and kind of slap over anything if you need a little extra hydration or gloss. I prefer something like this over like a lip gloss, which I need to stop buying lip gloss. Let me just put some of this on over this matte lipstick, because why not? So you can see some shine that it gives, and you can, you know, slap a color like this over almost anything. So it just gives a nice shine to the lips, and again, no taste, and they don't really have a smell or anything either. I'm going to probably pick up a few more of these because I do quite like them. Then, kind of random, but I like to go into Kohl's to only look at the makeup there, because I know they're starting to carry the balm cargo and Lorac. So Sephora doesn't have any of those brands, and we don't have an Ulta yet either. So I like to stop in there and check out if they don't have the full lines yet. Hopefully they're getting them, but they do have a little bit of some things. So I did find the little mini Lorac Pro. It's called the Pocket Pro. It's just a little tiny mini pro palette here. This got some really good shades. I like that they were more cool toned brown taupey shades. So I picked up that. They got nude, pewter, and espresso in here. And these are, they feel nice. They don't feel as thin as, they don't feel as thin to me as some of the shadows did in the Lorac Pro 2 palette, but I have not used this yet, so I am not for sure about it. But that is what the swatches look like on there. So pretty nice there. And I think it was only like $10 or something. It was pretty inexpensive. Then they also carry a brand called American Beauty, which I've never really, this is what the packaging looks like. I've never really checked out their stuff before. So while I was in there, I kind of swatched some of the shadows and was really surprised by how smooth and buttery and pigmented that the duos were. So I picked up 2 of them just to check them out. And I haven't used them yet. But I picked up Daily Double, and this is number 11. The packaging is also really nice. It has a mirror and a little brush and sponge tip applicator in there. But just 2 really nice neutral shades, and the texture of these is really nice. Smooth and buttery. But again, I haven't used them yet, so I don't know exactly how they will perform. That is those 2 shades right there. And then the other one that I got is in Gilded Violets number 24. So this is what Gilded Violets looks like. Swatch some of these. Ugh, the texture of these is just so nice. So that is what those 2 look like. Kind of reminds me of the NARS Duo in Kuala Lumpur a little bit. Not duped exactly, but just the 2 together kind of remind me of that. So I picked up those 2 at Kohl's. Then when I was at Sally's picking up my hair care stuff, I ventured over to the little makeup section that they have there, and I picked up the 4 matte blushes from Palladio. They are all matte, yes. So this first one here is, it's called Palladio Herbal Matte Blush in Bayberry BM02. And the only thing I really don't like about these is the smell. They have great pigmentation. They go on the cheeks really nice. I have used this one and the other pink one that I'll show you. But the smell, they kind of smell like that, they kind of smell like a stale makeup smell, I guess, to me. I don't really, I mean, it's not overpowering. It's not like you can smell it on the face or anything, but I do get like a whiff of it when I'm applying it and stuff like that. But the quality of them is really great. So this one here is Bayberry. And I think that they were on sale for $5.99 when I purchased them. So that's Bayberry. And then the next one here is number BM03 Peach Ice. And that is just a really light peach shade. Right here. A little more on there. And then this third one is BM01 Berry Pink, which is a really pretty mid-tone pink shade that leans kind of on the cooler side. And then the last one is called Toasted Apricot BM04, and it is just a pretty apricot shade right here. Looks like that. So those are the Palladio matte blushes. Yes, fairly inexpensive for the quality that you're getting. They're a nice matte blush. Only thing I don't like is the smell. And then I did pick up the Nudes palette from Maybelline, which I think a whole bunch of people have done videos on this already. And I know they're coming out with the one called the Brights and the Smokes as well. Nouveau Cheap. She'll update you on that. I'll link that blog down below if you like drugstore makeup, because it's a good one to follow. Anyway, this is the Nudes, and I have used it. The looks have come out great. I kind of feel like I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. I was totally able to get looks out of it, but it was one of those palettes that I really had to go back into some of the shades to pick up color. But even despite having to do that, I was able to build the colors up, which sometimes, even with higher end palettes, once you get the initial shade on, they don't build. It's like they they don't stick to each other or something. And I found that these did. Granted, it was some work to get the look done. At least I was able to build them up. So again, don't love it, don't hate it. I will probably get the other ones when they come out, but I'll give a couple swatches for you guys here on the shades. Right there. There's a couple of them. See, it doesn't swatch. Some of the shades don't swatch bad. And then I did pick up 4 of the L'Oreal new quads. I know that there's some more colors out too, but these are the only ones that were in the display at the time. So this first one is called 250 Absolute Taupe, and it looks like that. The only thing that I don't like about the layout of this, of all of the quads, is the highlight shade is the smallest, and because of the funky shapes and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to get a brush into certain spots. Like you know, you have to kind of concentrate your brush into the larger portions of the pan, which when you get into the, if you're really using it or something, getting into the cracks here is probably not going to be very easy. I used 2 of them, and I did like the looks that came out of them. Granted, they all are quite, they have like satin or sparkle to them. I don't think anything is like a true matte shade. I think that they're more like satins. So this one here is 250 Absolute Taupe, which is a good taupey quad. So there's Absolute Taupe. I quite like them. I felt that they were easy to use and stuff like that, but I do think that for what they are, they're really expensive for drugstore. For a drugstore quad like this, I think they were $9.99. This next one here is 230 Perpetual Nude. Right there. There's swatches of that one. And then this one here is 240 Treasured Bronze, which this one swatches very nice. I have used this one as well, and I did like the look that came out of it, but everything in here is pretty shimmery, almost like, this is like borderline metallic. Or is it metallic? I guess I would say that the orange is metallic. And then this last one here is 300 Rose Nude, and this is my favorite out of the 4 that I picked up. There's something about like this peach shade right here that when I blended out the crease color, it just looked really pretty. This is my favorite one out of the 4, so. Then at Target I picked up a couple of lip products. This is a new one by Pixi. It is Shea Butter Lip Balm, and this is in the shade Pixi Pink. I have the nude one as well, but I believe that's in my purse. So I'm just gonna have to show you the pink one. But these have a they have a nice scent. Like, I really like the scent. It's like a creme brulee vanilla type of scent, and they have pretty good pigmentation as well for a lip balm. Right there. And then these other 2 are nude lip crayons. This is the Boots No. 7 High Shine Lip Crayon, and this one is in Daydreamer, which is a really pretty nude. Right there. I think this is like, I think it's pretty. But that is the Boots Daydreamer High Shine Lip Crayon. And then the other one is also kind of a nude. It's the Burt's Bees Sedona Sands 405 Lip Crayon. Right here. Got shimmer on there. I tried to wipe it off, but this one's more it's more kind of, well, not fully matte, but it's kind of, compared to the High Shine one there, it is kind of matte, and that's the Burt's Bees Sedona Sands is right there. So just some pretty conditioning type lip products there. And then another Target purchase is this Sonia Kashuk Chic Luminosity Glow Powder. And it looks like this. It's got a print, kind of a snake skin print in there. And when I first saw this, I thought it was going to be a highlighter, which I was really excited about. And then when I got it to pick up and went to swatch it and, you know, check it out, it's not really a highlighter. It's more of along the lines of, see, like, there's not much to it there. If I swatch, you won't be able to see. But this is like Sonia Kashuk's version of the NARS crystal powder, which, let me see here. I believe it's in my purse. Anyway, this is Sonia Kashuk's version of the NARS crystal something powder, the pressed one. And they also have a loose version, Sonia Kashuk does, that mimics the NARS loose version of that powder as well. They do feel and mimic each other quite a lot. So if you're interested in the NARS ones, but you want to go on a cheaper version, Sonia Kashuk makes a loose and a pressed one. And then lastly here, CVS is carrying NYX products now. So I grabbed 3 of the round lipsticks here. I picked up Power, which is such a pretty purpley mauve color. I was like, I can't believe NYX does a shade that's this pretty. But this is what it looks like. Super creamy. Like, this is a nice shade. It kind of bent a little bit there, so they are kind of soft. But that one is in Power. And then I picked up, what's this one called? This one is, the Power one is LSS629. Okay, and this next one is Pure Nude, LSS518A. Quite the numbers there. And it looks like this here. It's just kind of a peachy nude shade. And then the last one is LSS595 Strawberry Milk. So here's Power, Pure Nude, and Strawberry Milk. For the price, I think that these are great. Look at that color. I love this color. I love all 3 colors actually. This one reminds me of the one that came out with MAC in the Kelly Osbourne collection, but this has a shimmer, a shine to it, and it's probably a lot nicer on the lips actually. But those are NYX round lipsticks. Yeah. Ooh. So there are some of my latest drugstore purchases. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.